Chag Sameach. So sometimes in my life, I'm just awed. I'm just floored by the open love that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sends to me. And this Shabbos, I was really privileged to see it with my own eyes. So Shabbos morning, I happened to be in Tzfat. My wife and I came up to be Mesameach, a good friend of ours. And Shabbos morning, it's kind of like, Hashem, send me to where I need to go. I love so many shuls in Tzfat, it's hard to decide. And indeed, I ended up having an amazing tefillah at Kosov, but that's not what this story is about. I'm on my way, and I like to go to the mikveh before I daven. And on the way to the mikveh, I see a yid, and he's smiling. He says, "Do you happen to know where the Shem and Ever synagogue is?" So I happen to know where the Shem and Ever synagogue is. It happens to be that last Shabbos, last time I was in Tzfat, I went there. I had a beautiful tefillah. I was actually hoping to daven Nates there this time, but I didn't wake up for Nates. And it's funny, for 10 years of going around Tzfat, I didn't know. But last year, I happened to have gone to Shem and Ever, so I knew it. And I also knew that it was only literally 2 minutes away. But, you could get lost in Tzfat. So I figured, I'm not in such a big rush. I'll walk him to the Shem and Ever. I'll do a mitzvah. So we're walking, we're schmoozing a little bit. Where are you from? And by the end of the conversation, he knows I make Shabbos meals. And I kind of wanted to invite him to my Shabbos meals, but, it's a little awkward giving someone a card. So I happen to have had on me a little book that I had translated a few years back about Rav Shlomo Carlebach's teachings on Sukkot. It's actually from the Sefer Lev HaShamayim, and it was my first time dabbling in translating, and Rav Zivan, the author of the book, had let me translate it and, print it up. And, mamish, I don't do this all the time, but I said, hey, take my book, and this way you can learn it. And you can also have my information, my email, my name, if you want to be in contact after Shabbos. So he says, great. It was funny because he was a Hebrew speaker. We were speaking in Hebrew, and the book's in English. But his English seemed to be pretty good. And he said, thank you so much. Thank you. And he went. He said he had to meet someone. So I said, great, have a great day. Right after Shabbos, I get an email followed by a call. He contacted me, and he was like literally shaking by what had transpired. You see, the person he had come to Tzfat to meet with, the reason why he was going to Shem and Ever, because he wanted to meet up with Shmuel Zivan. In other words, the person who had written my book, who I would translated, happened to be the person who he walked to. And this is very, very moving for him, very moving for Rav Zivam and myself. I was thinking about it afterwards. How many things had to go right in order for this to occur? I had to happen to miss my tefillah, happen to know about Shem and Ever, happen to go out of the way to help this yid, and happen to randomly give this guy a book. It's not like I do that every day. And I happened to write in the introduction about Rav Zivan. So many crazy things. And to me, it just felt like Hashem was giving me a big hug, saying, keep up the holy work, keep helping Yidden reach their destinations. And it was just such a clear way of Hashem giving me a hug and a kiss. So the Zohar teaches us that at Sukkot, we're sitting in the big divine hug. On all sides, Hashem's hugging us. He's reminding us that His hashgacha is everywhere. Just like in the desert, there was an ananea kavod, clouds of glory guiding us wherever we went. The truth is, wherever we go, Hashem's guiding us. But we need to kind of clean ourselves out and be pure and do things l'shem shamayim. And with a little mesirus nefesh, we can be zoiche to see Hashem's clear, loving, guiding hand. So have a chag sameach. Chag sameach.